this video, we'll show you how to do applique on your HappyJapan Embroidery machine. For this example, we'll use a small patch and we're going to applique it down to a piece of fabric. Generally with applique, the process is to apply a piece of material or a shape onto the garment and use the embroidery machine to stitch it down. As part of that, you can add additional, such as embroidery detail on the patch. In this case, we have a square-shaped piece of applique. The way we set up applique in the Happy machine is, in the case of this square-shaped patch, an alignment stitch has been made in the shape of the patch, and that's going to sew first. And we'll assign it a color that we want it to sew. And then also when we assign it this color, also going to want to command it to sew that color and stop. That way, when it pauses, then we can align this onto that sewn shape so that we know that it aligns with any other embroidered detail that goes next. That's very easy. In your Happy machine, you press this little frame, which adds a little frame symbol here, which means that it's going to stop and do what's called a frame out, where it will actually stop and move the hoop towards the operator out from under the sewing head so that you can easily place the shape. And then finally, we'll assign the color of the stitch that's going to go around here. So this is going to be a dark, almost black color, and that's going to be here assigned on needle 9. So now we have, again in review, we have the color for our placement stitch and the stop command, and then the color for the tack down stitch. So now we're set up completely in the control panel. All we have to do is hit the home button, and now we're at the sewing screen. We're ready to start. The first thing we'll want to do is trace this. So we'll press the trace button, and the machine will now point with the right side needle and tell us where that's going to fall, just to make sure we're following the center of the hoop where we want it. That looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and start sewing, and it'll sew that alignment stitch. Okay, now that we've sewn our placement stitch, we'll align our shape to it, and we've attached a little bit of adhesive to the reverse side, preferably just in the middle, so that the needle won't go through the adhesive. And we'll align this carefully on the placement stitch. And we're ready to go. Simply hit start, and it'll now sew that placement stitch. With a properly digitized file, you can see that the placement stitch is lined up perfectly with the alignment marks. This is now permanently fixed to the fabric as a piece of applique.